I'm going to, I'm just see, I'm going to take this time here and not going to rush here and go through this here because the chart I have behind me, Mr. Babylon, it covers all the charts that I have previously made on other recording. The white horse was Alexander the Great. He came from the first. The red horse was President George W. Bush in the United States of America. But the reason it was red because they had a history of slaying peoples. We know this because I am a product of slave and I know what past history, what they did. As they're bringing 700,000 peoples from Africa a year, two-thirds of these peoples was perishing from the dense heat in these ships. And they threw them overboard. They was so bad until shocked by well, that blood and the generation that would came from these people was cut off. So that stained this nation, which started out as a white race, symbolized by this white horse. Now, also, when they came and slayed the Indian, they killed a buffalo and starved so many of these people out and surrounded them in reservation, and these people perished out until the white man became the greatest man in the United States of America. History shows us this. We live this every day. All the dreams and these Indians, who was the original people over here, was cut off, and they exterminated these people so they would be the greatest peoples here in the United States of America. This is where the Antichrist was setting up. So they had to destroy the original here and replace them mostly with their believe a little. This is the way they did. But the white man was the rich. This is the reason God said the Mr. Babylon will ride a scarlet colored beast, because the United States became that scarlet colored beast because all the blood that had been shed, even taking America, it shed a lot of blood. Even bringing slaves over here, it shed a lot of blood. So it became the scarlet colored beast. But Mr. Babylon was the CIA, which is the Chaldees, where it was spoken of in Daniel chapter 3, where they put the Hebrew children in the fire furnace. So the Chaldees, which is CIA, they will come back and repeat this and put them people, use nuclear weapons over there and kill those people over there again. This is what he's talking about when he says scarlet colored beast. This is the red horse, and the United States of America was the scarlet colored beast. And the CIA was Mr. Babylon, the mother of harlots, and the harlots is the other 6 nations that fight with them, who is the rich peoples, and living, being drunken by the bloods of the saints. That's what God was talking about. Now, but this is the war of Afghanistan, spoken of in Daniel chapter 8. It said, then I heard one saint speak, 8 chapter 13. Then I heard one saint speak, and another saint unto that certain saint, which spake, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice, and the transgression of desolation, to give them both the sanctuary and the host to be treaded under foot? And he said unto me, until 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. That's 6 years and 6 months. And it came to pass, when I Daniel had seen the vision, and saw above the meaning, then behold, there stood before me at the appearance of a man, and I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, understand, O man, son of man, understand, O son of man, for the time of the end shall be the vision. Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground. But he touched me and set me upright, and he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation. For at that time appointed the end shall be. The ram which thou sawest have two horns are the king of Media and Persia, the Media and Persia, which is the fighting force of Bin Laden and the fighting force of Afghanistan. And the rough gold is the king of Greece, is the of the Gentile, Alexander the Great. This would be the descendants of Alexander the Great. He started out with Alexander the Great. Greece came in, and when he still the Prince of Greece, which is the United States of America, which is Mr. Babylon, which is that. And the rough gold is the king of Greece, which is the pt.8 bomb, and the gold horn and the great horn that is between his eyes, the first king, the first war leading to World War III, which was Afghanistan, for knocking down the Twin Tower Trade Center buildings. Now that being broken, wherefore stood up for its four kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, which is Air Force, Army, Navy, and Marine, but not in his power. And in the later times of their kingdom, then the transgressor are come to full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. The four military generals, Air Force, Army, and Navy, which will come from these four, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, would come from America. But the one that only stand dark sentences and measure would be the CIA in Blackwater. This is the secret force is being hid right here. The CIA, which Barack Obama saying is a man of peace and intelligence, they would protect America. These only stand sinister measure. He's going to finish the job, and he's going to use his nuclear weapon and kill them people, because God is moving upon the United States right now as we speak, because they didn't have it 6.5 years. Then they can hold it, but 3.5 years will give you 10 years, which was spoken of in Daniel chapter 12. All you have to do is look at this here. This is nothing I'm saying. This is what God said. Chapter 12. And at the time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy peoples. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was, since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at the time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book of life. The white man and the CIA is not in the book of life. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awaken, some to everlasting life, and some to shame, and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the star forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the water of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these word? And heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the water of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear to him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time and times and a half of time, when he shall have accomplished to scatter the powers of the holy peoples. All these things shall be finished. In other words, time and times is 3 years and a half time. You add that on to 6.5 years, that's